How you doing? How you doing?
Hey everybody, how you doing?
How you doing?
88.5 FM, Joe Walsh here. It's Saturday. Welcome to the show. Got some good music this week. First, I want to shout out to John Shepherd. John is a Australian military vet sailing home to Australia from Southeast Asia. He's stuck in Thailand because of visa holds and COVID virus and stuff, but he listens to the show. John Shep, how you doing? Hope you get home okay. And that came from Verity Dixon, who served with John in the Australian Army. And while we're doing that, let's say hey to all vets listening. Hope you guys are holding up okay. Thank you for your service. We'll be doing some Vets Aid work December 10th, I think. It'll be virtual, but we'll have an online party for Vets Aid with some music and relevant stuff. Okay, I got a hold of Brian Johnson, AC/DC's lead singer, and we agreed to hook up this week and have a chat. So next week, my guest will be Brian Johnson from AC/DC. And that's the show so far. Have some Ask Joes coming up. And we'll get started with some music. Hope you enjoy it. Welcome aboard 88.5 FM. Here we go.
Just Ask Joe.
This question is from Craig Erickson from Long Beach, California. Hi, Joe. I heard you mention on your show about the time when two other members of the James Gang quit the band en route to a gig. I'm hoping you can elaborate further. What year was that? Was that gig at Detroit's Grandee Ballroom? And how did that gig turn out? Thank you from a lifelong fan and former Detroiter.
Hey, Craig, how you doing? Thanks for the question. James Gang played the Grandee Ballroom, opening for Cream in 1967. I joined the James Gang about 6 months before that. I replaced one of the guitar players, and at that point there were 5 people in the James Gang, and they argued a lot, I noticed. So, on the way to the Grandee Ballroom in Detroit, unbeknownst to me, 2 guys quit. I guess they had a band fight in the car. Anyway, when we showed up, it was me and Jim Fox, the drummer, and Tom Chris, the bass player. And that was it. And I was just a guitar player. I didn't even sing. So we needed money to buy gas to get back to Cleveland, so we had to play. And we decided that I would be the lead singer, and we would do 3 songs, maybe 4 songs, and all I knew was like the first verse of each song, and then we would have an extended middle part. And somehow we made it through that evening and got paid so we could go back to Cleveland. Doug Feiger of the Knack, he's the guy that wrote My Sharona, was actually at that concert. And he said it was one of the most amazing bands he had ever heard. And we were just totally going for it. No rules. We had no idea what we were doing. And as I remember it, we were brilliant. And after that, we decided, well, let's keep going. And that's how the James Gang ended up 3-piece. 88.5 FM. Joe Walsh here. Sexual Healing, Marvin Gaye. Don't Fear the Reaper, Blue Oyster Cult. Remember them? And the Meyer, Rationale, a Zimbabwe-born British singer and songwriter, pretty well respected in the music community. And Red Eyes, War on Drugs, Grammy winners 2017 for the Best Rock Album. Make good records. We'll be back in a bit. 88.5 FM. Joe Walsh here. So we heard 100 Years by Five for Fighting. And I looked that up, and Five for Fighting is actually one guy named John Ondrasik from Los Angeles. So it's one for fighting, I guess, really. Working for the Weekend, Loverboy. Lucky That Way by me and Stir It Up, Bob Marley. Bob Seger's coming up.
Just ask Joe.
The next question is from Jacqueline Perlman, and she's not sure where she's from. So, Joe, my question is, who is your favorite solo artist other than yourself, and which is your favorite band besides the Eagles? Thank you so much for taking the time to read my email, Jacqueline Perlman.
Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? Thanks for the question. Favorite solo artist? James Taylor. Amazing guy. Really down to earth, straight across. Writes incredible songs. Performs with a guitar, and you're mesmerized. Favorite band, I would have to say, is without a doubt the Beatles. They changed my life. I think for a band, they actually changed the world. That's pretty good. 88.5 FM, Joe Walsh. Nowhere Man by the Beatles. That's my favorite Beatles song. You know, perfect record. Just finely crafted, perfect record. It's the first kind of hint that they're looking at social issues and stuff other than "She Loves You" and "I Want to Hold Your Hand" pop lyrics. To me, it signaled that they have mastered the craft of making records, and they're ready to do something profound. That's the feeling I got that summer that Nowhere Man came out. And, of course, that was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which changed the world. So that's my take on it anyway. Got a Bruce Springsteen song. Bruce, it's your football. You take it. That'll be the end of hour one, and I'll see you after that. 88.5 FM.
Just ask Joe.
This question is from Ann Falsgraf from Picayune, Missouri. Hi, Joe. I recently enjoyed sharing your So What album with my son. We just love your song, Welcome to the Club. Can you enlighten me on the inspiration behind the lyrics? Thanks so very much, Ann.
Hey, Ann, how you doing? Thanks for the question. Welcome to the Club is basically 4-line poems one's about travel, one's about going to the doctor, one's about getting held up and losing your wallet. Just little situations. And then I summed it all up by saying, well, if you're having kind of a bad day, welcome to the club. It was way, way before I wrote Life's Been Good. But it was the beginning of that kind of thought process about silly situations. I hope I answered your question. Thanks. 88.5 FM, Joe Walsh here. Dying Breed by The Killers, probably the biggest 21st century band. The System Only Dreams, The National, Right to Be Wrong, Josh Stone, and Collide by a guy named Howie Day. Howie's from Maine. He came to LA for a while, then he went to England to write an album about Australia. I don't know where he's from, and he probably doesn't either. We'll be back after this. 88.5 FM. Hey, that was Stop Your Fussin', Tony Childs. Feels Like Tonight by Daughtry. Mama Say by Betty Who. I don't know what to think of that song. And Too Much Ain't Enough by Jimmy Barnes. Barnesy, as he's affectionately called in Australia. We'll be back after this.
Just ask Joe.
This question is from Gary Larch from Kent, Ohio. Joe, back in the earlier days when you hung out in Kent, Ohio, did you play guitar with a few guys from a band called the Glass Harp? God bless and love your music. Gary.
Hey, Gary, how you doing? Thanks for the question. Yeah, I remember the Glass Harp. They were a band from Warren, Ohio. Phil Kagi was a guitar player, a very good guitar player. That was the leader of the Glass Harp. And Phil's still around. You could find him on iTunes. Phil Keagy, Keagy. Really, really good guitar player. Thanks. Hey, Black Betty by Ram Jam. Remember that? A Ramones song? Suddenly Last Summer by the Motels. And Great Good Fine Okay. My favorite new recording duo. We're going to hear Outside. It's a Foo Fighters song from Sonic Highway, the documentary that Dave Grohl did about the magical recording studios across the country. And they made me an honorary Foo Fighter for that song. That's me playing the solo in the middle of it. And that's going to be the end of hour 2. I just want to say, hey, how you doing? Hope you enjoyed the show. I hope everybody's staying well. Keep your chins up and your heads down. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. See you next week. God bless us all.